Greetings, fellow Sturgians, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, episode 49, Loyal to Culture. Before I start the stream, I want to cover two things. One, I put up a poll before the stream about what we should prioritize, what territory. And the two choices were either capture Sturgian towns for new recruiting and because it's our culture so it's easier to govern, or capture towns that would help us with workshop monopolies, towns that are bound to villages that have things like silver or something like that. And by about a 12% margin, Sturgian towns have won. Now the problem with this is, I am currently at war with Sturgia, which is good, but I don't have a lot of troops at the moment. Because I had just taken Pencannock at the end of last stream, meaning that my troops are wounded and dead, a mix of the two. So I am going to need to round up a whole bunch of troops if I am going to start to take the fight to Sturgia. So to recap, I settled my peace with Britannia. I took Pencannock finally after playing cat and mouse for a long time. And not only did I take their town, but they're paying me 2k a day. So that's kind of awesome. And then made peace with them. And now I own Pencannock, and I also own Sargot, so a Valandian town and a Botanian town. There is a weapons caravan moving around that I might try to intercept before I start the war formally with Sturgia. I don't suspect that Sturgia is going to do a lot of attacking because of the physical distance between our two nations. But Sturgia is also at war with Botania. So they're in a two-front war and are less likely to come straight towards me because Botania is in the way. Northern Empire and Crusade are at peace. Western Empire is at war with Azurai. Southern Empire is at peace. And then Valandia is at war with Yodaving. So that's, I found out through YouTube comments, that's our clan Yodaving, not our kingdom. So it's just a bug. An odd one, but a bug. So that sums up the recap. And I think what I'm going to do right off the bat is I want to manage this town a little bit better than what it's been managed. It hasn't been managed all that well. Like I haven't done anything to it. I want to buy the workshops, and then I want to boost the construction. Its loyalty is going to plummet unless I install a governor that specifically maybe a Botanian governor. But it's bound villages. Let's figure that out. So it's bound villages here. Dern, Gainseth, and Fenon Etir. So Dern is making clay. Gainseth is also clay. Interesting. And then what was the last one? This one does grapes. That's good to know. So I'm going to go to the Tavern District, and from the Tavern District, I'm going to buy up the workshops. And I think pottery and wine are probably the two types of workshops that I want. And then possibly like a brewery, because I don't want two potteries. Oh, I can also buy them. So there's another way to buy them other than... I was right at the winery, but I can also talk to them up here. Sometimes if they're owned. So, I wish to buy your brewery? Yes. And then... let's see. I wish to buy your olive press. And I wish to buy your silversmith. Okay. So I own all of the workshops in Pencannock. It's going to be a little while before they start yielding any benefits. So in Pencannock, let's figure out what it has as surplus before I decide. So it obviously has a ton of grapes, so I could be a winery. It has a lot of grain. and olives. So an olive press, I might keep it as an olive press because there seems to be a surplus of olives here. And then in terms of clay, there is a little bit of clay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So heading over to the clan tab, into other, olive press is staying in olive press. Brewery is going to change to a pottery shop. And silversmith will change to a wine press. And that's going to take advantage of the grapes, the clay, and for whatever reason that there's olives here. Okay, my uptime is wrong. Yeah, I see that. I need to update that. So in the garrison, I did dump a ton of my Volandian and Botanian troops. And if I'm going to be fighting Sturgia, I'm going to take them back. Now, the problem with this is it does leave Pen Connaught as relatively unguarded. And the problem with that is then it's going to be what appears to be easy to wage war against for any other potential empire that might want to fight me. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle to manage to add units to the garrison and units to my army at the same time. Because, you know, juggling two things here. So the conspiracy is from Sianan to Oxhall in 5 days, and that was 3 days ago. So they're going to be leaving from Sianan right here and heading to Oxhall, basically traveling past me, which is why I'm going to be doing the conspiracy stuff, at least this time around. I'd like to start focusing on it so that I make better progress than I have so far, because my progress so far has been pretty bad. Another thing I'm hoping that is happening in the background is my vassals building up their armies. What might be possible is, depending on the expected daily change, for me to field another party army. So I'm going to poll you about that right now. How's that sound? So if I have a party member, one of these party members here become their own party leader. The advantages of that is I can then directly give them troops and then have them rally to me for no influence cost so that I can have a larger army. The issue with that is the difference between a companion party army, which, as you can see, is here, parties 1 of 4, is you pay for the troops. So if I add another, let's say, 150 troops to a party leader's army, I'm paying the wages of those 150 troops, which could be pretty pricey. The advantage, of course, is that I can rally them to me, I can give them troops, I can give them prisoners, yada, yada, yada. So it acts as an extension. One of the disadvantages, however, is you're sort of stuck in an army all the time, because if you don't do that, you leave your party member to their own devices, which usually results in them getting all the troops killed and getting captured by someone. Almost 100% of the time, that's how it goes. So I usually don't leave them to go wandering by themselves because they're dumb. They're very, very dumb, and I don't trust them. So I'm just popping around Botanian lands in order to grab more recruits. I think Tannering is doing the same thing. Yep, Tannering's party is up to 73. So yeah, there's a huge advantage of vassals having their own armies because you don't have to pay their wages. And that would be much preferable. The only disadvantage to that is that you do have to spend a lot of influence keeping them together, but my daily influence change is pretty ridiculously positive, so I'm not too worried about that. And it does look like creating another party member army is going to be the thing that we do. So then the question is, who the heck should do it? So going to the skills tree here, you kind of want to find someone with leadership, stewardship, tactics, scouting. I suppose I could have Knave do it. I don't want to separate from my own family. Or, you know what? I could have Chemo do it. Who has been my Caravaneer, but now this will give Chemo Fan a chance to level up some of the combat-specific skills. So, let's create a new party. Throw Chemo into it. And then I'm going to give Chemo just random low-level troops. I guess you're taking not just low levels. There we go. Done. Oh, wow, you can hold more than that. It said 105, and then I handed them 105, and then it was like, oh, I can handle more. Okay, up to 130. Okay. Done. And then I'm going to have Chemo rally to me so that the troops don't go wandering and get injured or whatever. Are you a governor right now, Night Knave? No, you're not, I don't think. You should be in the party. Oh, no, you're still governor of Sargon, aren't you? Let's see. Knave. Last seen at Sargon. Yeah, you're governor, ain't you? Okay. So now that we have a party member army, I'm going to fill up my own personal army. And then we will head north to Sturgia. And I'm going to poll you all about specifically what Sturgian town to try to sack and capture. And here comes the conspiracy caravan. Right on time. I suspect I'm going to have a lot of deaths, though, because my army is largely comprised of recruits, Botanian recruits that are basically just farmers with pitchforks. All right, here we go. Frostlam, thank you for the bits, by the way. And Hippus, Naz, and Cywolf Reaper, thank you for the resubs. One-handed would go to... Wow, Chemo, you have quite the face there. It's just a mask with teeth. Do village. Archery historically has been for me. So let me put Mino as cavalry. Oh, that is incorrect. There we go. And then I am going to be our archer. Wherever I am. Why can't I find myself? There. Oh, it's doing the thing again where it's like bugged. Bowman? There we go. Footman! Okay, I think... Mountain archers! Okay. We're good now. Yep. Our formations is crummy. But that doesn't really matter to me. Because it's just a conspiracy caravan that's pretty easy to kill. Seeing all these Valandians in the army is very strange. So hopefully squishing this caravan will help to make up for the fact that I have not been doing a very good job of suppressing the conspiracy. I've been stuck in foreign wars, and that has been taking up most of my time. Yeah, the kill feed is definitely a little bit weighted more towards my units are dying. That's a mix of Chemo doesn't have the benefit of the skills of me as party leader or the captains that I'd usually roll with, plus a bunch of new recruits. So between those two factors, yeah, we're going to have more death, which is fine. I can afford to replace the troops. Okay, caravan done. The conspiracy strength here is 1416. And Chemo lost a few troops, like 6 or something like that. So Aaron, thank you for the raid. You were also playing Bannerlord. Tell me about the series that you were playing, and welcome raiders. I am a self-proclaimed Dragon Banner Sturgian king, currently at war with Sturgia. I own a little bit of Britannia and Valandia and West Empire. But prior to this stream, I polled my community and they said that I should own Sturgian territory. Previously, I had a pretty good relationship with Rhadamant and Sturgia in general. And then last stream, they betrayed me. They eminent domain all of my workshops that I had in Sturgian territory and went to war with me. And that was a bit of a bummer. So I am riding that way to right that wrong, aka take a town. Alright, Mr. Chemo. Let me top you up, so you need 7. Whoa, no, undo that. I meant to hold shift, not control. Alright, so Chemo's now topped up. Now I just need to top up my own army, and I will be good to ride into Sturgian territory. So the question that I have for all of you is what Sturgian town to capture? Olmor would be maybe the closest. We also have Revel, which is pretty isolated. Balgard, Varnovopol, Sibir, and Tial. Did I miss any? Oh, Varchak. There we go. So timer's up, poll is up. Feel free to vote. I'd also like to grab castles as well, but I think I want to focus on a town, as the town is going to be an anchor point for me to be able to recruit Sturgian troops in the future. I'm also going to, in a second, blow the horn as soon as I get my army maxed up to rally my vassals to me. I did have the thought of perhaps trying to... Ragnvald's army is at Flintolg, and he is about a 1k strong army. It's not a tiny army, that. So it looks like Flintolg is going to be captured, but it has 500 defenders, so it's probably best if I don't get involved, and Ragnvald loses a considerable amount of his army to attacking Flintolg. Now, in terms of prosperity, I guess I could check these towns here. Can you show the map for the locations? Sure. So Revel is here on its own sort of peninsula. So it is very less... It's not all that likely for it to be besieged. Because you have to march all the way around, because there is no land bridge here. Olmor is here, closest to the Empire. And because I am a Dragon Banner anti-Empire, it does help to have a city near the Empire. And then we have Varchak, Balgard, Varnovopol, Sibir. Oh, I include Sibir and Tial. Tial would be closest to Kuzades over there. In terms of prosperity, about 5.5k on Olmor. The same on Revel. Balgard's a little bit poorer at 4.5k. Varnovopol's about the same as Balgard. Sibir about the same as Balgard and Varnovopol. TL, I'm guessing, yeah, about 5k. And then Varchak clocking in at 3.7. So Varchak's the poorest. It's also owned by Ragnvald. There's another thought to be had here, which is if we're still trying to be friends with Sturgia, it would make the most sense to try to take Ragnvald's territory, because he will never join us, whereas other Sturgians could. But he owns Varchak, as far as I know. Let's see, what does he own? He owns Varchak, Balgard, and then 2 castles. So not ones that are doing well in the polls, and not ones that are positioned helpfully. Oh, there is an arena fight here. Might as well fight it. Ooh, good old axes. I know how to use these. Oh, great. It's Dew Village. Sorry, brother. Ow. I got right beat up by that bowman that then pulled out a two-hander. Uh-oh. Brink o' death here. Mino, don't do it! Haha, I got you anyway. Alright, looks like Varchak's in the lead. The poorest, but also pretty close. Dew Village says, next time, best out of 217. Oh, you got one tapped. Sorry, Wrath. And I gained the scalpel. And I sold the scalpel. Alright, I still need a whole bunch of additional troops in my party here. Look at that Sturgian and a man, 14. Oh, I think he's a mercenary. But still, why march around with 14 dudes? Like a large enough group of looters could take you on. That's just dumb. Reckless and dumb. One part of each. Okay, Varchak it is. Copy that. Got it. So let me update the priority. Focus on the conspiracy and taking Varchak. Alright, at this point, I probably have enough troops that I can start calling on my vassals. So I just sounded the horn, and they're going to be on their way to me. Because just another village or two, and I should be all topped up. Varchak's a bit of a fixer-upper. Taking a look at the... Oh yeah, there we go. The workshops that are already yielding money. The pottery shop is the most. And then we do have the oil press and the wine. The vintners. One thing I didn't look at is how far away they are. They're all within about a day. So I'm going to make a push to Varchak then. Now, I do believe that the clan that owns Cranerog Castle only owns Cranerog Castle, and that is true. So Kostoroving and Roland there, and I have a relationship with Roland of 29. If I grab Cranerog Castle, there's nothing binding him to Sturgia anymore. So that is another potential thing to do, is to grab Cranerog. And one of the issues is that you may have noticed already, when you are trying to recruit a vassal to your side, you either need to pay them out the nose, or you have to be really close friends with them. And I am not close friends with really any of them, which means I have to pay out the nose, which is very, very expensive, because it's way more money than I currently have. So the hope is that I can rub some elbows with Sturgians to have them join me. The other thing I might want to do before heading over there is hitting up the villages that have food, or I'm going to go to Karbanth and grab some food, because I don't want to starve on my march. Can you straight up give him a castle once I take it? Only if he chooses to join me. But yes, I could give him his castle back if he does choose to switch sides. The problem is if I take his castle, he's not going to like me very much. So likely I'm going to have to do some errands and favors for him. But yeah, if I do fight Roland, I think was his name. Yeah, Roland. If I do fight Roland, I'm going to make sure to release him. Although he is devious and close-fisted. But hey, I need vassals. Whoa, look at that. 822. That's the largest army I have rolled with. So I don't know what happened to Ragnvald's giant 1K army here that was parked at Flint. Oh, there it is. I'm rolling to it. Hey, Rag. Oh, no, you broke apart. Well, ain't that just a shame? I'm not going to be able to catch Ragnvald, I don't think. He's going to be faster than me. So, Varchak bound. Unfortunately, all of the... Here we go. All of the army members of Ragnvald's army piled into Varchak right as I arrived there, kicking it up from like 500 to like 1,000. It's kind of rude. All right, the army looks correct.
Everyone, attack!
Oh my god, I have so many infantrymen. An army of farmers. Oh, look at this cavalry. I have more cavalry than they have men. They are so boned. There's like not even anyone for me to really fight here because we have such an imposing force. Oh, well, you're dead. Now, I do have a unique opportunity here. Previously, I have never recruited prisoners because I'm trying to build a Sturgian-only army just by preference. But now that I'm actually fighting Sturgia, I can hold on to the prisoners and have them flip. Generally, the lower the level prisoners, the easier for them to join you. And I'm not really keen on grabbing a whole bunch of Sturgian recruits. But there is that opportunity that some of the recruits will join. Ooh. No one from my own army died. Okay. Every single one of my Battanian volunteers leveled up. Every single one. Right on. Right on. I'll take it. That's the advantage of the shared XP pool. All right. Let's do some leveling. So all these volunteers are going to become bowmen, I think. Battanian raider or skirmisher? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, I'm over capacity, but that's okay, because I can give some to Chemo, who needs just the one. Alright, so I'm over capacity by 1, so I'll just dismiss someone random. Because otherwise, it will just give you it will pull random troops from your army. And it could have a like level 6 disband from you instead of a level 2. So it makes sense to specify who should leave. So in here, we have 2 caravans and then Osven. I'm going to actually back off the town and see if I can't get those caravans to leave. You know what? It looks like Ragnvald and all the people here are so eager to chase me that never mind. I'm taking a different route and just starting to siege. So the vassals won't be defending their own territory because I have them conscripted. With that said, I live so far from Sturgia that there's not much risk of Sturgian armies taking me on, because Sturgia is also at war with Britannia, and there's a bunch of Britannia castles and towns between me and Sturgia. So I essentially have like cannon fodder, where there's just no chance that... oh, okay, they're coming in with... Lashanek's coming in with a 719 army. They're definitely going to pile up on me here. Quick question for you all. Should I stay or should I go? So if I stay, I probably can win this fight, but I might suffer enough losses that I won't be able to take Varchak. If I go, I might be able to divide and conquer them and then come back for Varchak if I win the fights. Yeah, it is about 1,500 to 800. I'm okay with that. I wouldn't pull if I wasn't comfortable fighting. There's also I could just lead an assault right now, but I don't really want to lead an assault against a town that has multiple catapults, because I'm just going to have a needless amount of death. And you guys want me to go now. Got it. All right, let me resolve that, and I will leave. So what I would like to happen is for, me to divide and conquer. I want to take on this fight. Okay, they just backed up. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. It's a big fight. And it's Uric. So they have about a 1k, I have 820. The only issue here is most of my guys are like lower level. But I'm down. Oh, not this garbage again. It is a very interesting terrain to fight on, as you can see. It's a gorge or something.
Yeah! Everyone! After me!
And because it's so many people, I'm not going to have my full force at once. It will be waves of reinforcements.
Troops!
So you are able to position them before the fight, but not sort of... It's sort of like if you've ever played Total War. You can't do it in front of like an invisible line in the snow.
Forward!
Oh, they're going...
Kill them all!
They're just coming straight at me. Never mind. I was gonna try to use tactics but they're just horse blitzing. It'd be nice if I could actually hit something. There we go. Much Sturgian blood is gonna get spilled today. Oh, that's a Lord. Urta. Bye, Urta. Alright, I'm trying to get my archers up on this hill so I can play defensively, because they have superior numbers on me.
Soldiers! Raise your shields, soldiers! Move! Troops! Move!
So forcing them to, because I know that Sturgia... Whoa! Sturgia typically has really terrible range, so I'm trying to use my range against their lack of range to my advantage. forcing them to march up mountains at my archers. The balance of power that you see up top is going to get, it's going to move around a lot because our forces are going to be constantly reinforced. So whoever gets like a reinforcement is going to temporarily be higher until the other side gets reinforced. Because I think with my settings, we only have 500 people on the field at one time. I hadn't really ever explained that. So kind of the way that works is, like if you're outnumbered 2-1 and it only allows you 500 people on the field at one time, out of those 500 people that will be on the field, 2/3 of them, or you know, they will outnumber you 2-1. So that outnumbering ratio still exists. But then what ends up happening is as we kill them off here, there's a chance to whittle their reinforcements down to the point where, and as you can see, my archers are doing just that. We're whittling them down to the point where they're gonna run out of reinforcements, and I still will have some banked. But this is quite a big fight. So now I'm just trying to use my archers to the
Cavalry! Move!
You know, as effectively as I can. And my footmen are in a shield wall, trying to protect themselves from range. I'm going to reposition because their archers are just focusing me. Okay, what ended up happening here is because I haven't been losing archers, my reinforcements are, or my troop composition is becoming increasingly range heavy. Because my ranged is not dying, but everybody else is dying, and then we reinforce just, like, randomly. So I just told the archers to charge, because I don't want all of my troops to be ranged, because that is not very strong against Sturgia. Also, my health is a little low, so I gotta be careful about that. Because my passives are, being imparted on the troops, and that's a really powerful tool as well. Tactical sacrifices, exactly. Yeah, now with the ranged charging, they're making up the bulk of the sort of meat of the army. But it looks like they are retreating. I'm going to stay out of that because I just got mega hurt. The wounded and killed is going to be crazy from this. You're absolutely right. I'm probably going to want to dip down into a Battanian town and rest there for a bit. But the force loss that Sturgia will have faced as a result of this fight is going to be pretty intense. So took on 1,000 of their troops, and I've won. You're right, you can't stop me. Oh, there goes Uruk. I think he was the general of this army. Shot him in the butt as he got knocked off his horse. Pretty dishonorable way of going down. I won't tell anyone if he wants me to keep it a secret. And there we go. I personally killed 54 of them. 600 of them died. Almost 250 of mine died. And I want to make sure that I am not taking... Okay, he was not included. Now, in terms of prisoners, I want only the highest level prisoners, even though the highest level prisoners are the hardest to actually recruit. Because I do plan on probably ransoming them then. A level 5 armor. That's going to be good for someone. I'm also massively capacity exceeded. But hey, we beat them. Pretty bad defeat they just faced. So I'm going to head back to Sianon for recruit recovery. Half my troops are wounded. I myself am wounded. I don't think they're going to get enough troops here in order to get bold as to attack me, though. And also, people leveled up, so let's take a look. Chemo leveled up in one-handed, so arrow catcher. So if Chemo is a party leader, personal and captain. So captain, lead, small bonus to shield protection against area, or... Alright, I'm going to go arrow catcher, because I don't think he's going to use shield wall that much. And then he also leveled up in medicine. Movement speed and heal rate, or hit points? Hit points. Alright, and then he wasn't the only one that leveled up. There's also Poetic. Poetic got one-handed, and I'm going to give him 2B Blunt. Because axes is our way. I probably want to go all the way down to Pencanak, so I can drop the Sturgian nobles that I have captured properly into a dungeon so they don't escape as frequently. Yeah, either attack me or, like, buzz off. Now, it's also important to remember that Sturgia is at war with Britannia, so they aren't going to follow me too deep into Britannian territory, or they might get ganked by Britannians. And, you know, it does give me, like, a bit of a smokescreen. Alright, before I sell that armor that looked good, let me give it out. So, Para Overlord, it's probably going to be yours. There it is. And this is a better helmet. Is there any... Oh, yeah, there's bows. Finally. Oops. There we go. So Para Overlord now has a bow. I did want to get a bow for Rob's, but I don't know if I... Oh, no, I have another bow. Very nice. Done. And I'm going to trade the rest. Should be a fine amount of money. Almost 70k. I'm still a little over capacity, so I'm going to choose to sell a little bit of my excess grain so that I can move a little faster. That'll get me back into the fight. None of the prisoners have been being turned to join. I don't think that I'm going to have the opportunity to recruit any of the prisoners, because it just takes a long, long time to recruit prisoners, especially high-level ones. Also, Remtoil Castle's under siege, so I'm going to head to Pencanak and then swing over to the Remtoil. I suppose another advantage of having companion armies rather than vassal armies is I can replenish them mid-fight, whereas my vassals that have losses here, there's nothing I can do about that. Except for release them and hope that they go recruiting. Oh, there were prisoners in here already. Whoops. Okay, so there's some of the Sturgians. 14,000 for the other prisoners. I was wondering what that noise was. It's Tusk walking around. Okay. Looking good so far. Town. Let's drop some money in the reserves so we build faster. Let's get that forum and then eventually the siege workshop. Is there a reason to clean up looters or raiders, bandits in my lands? Yes. So looters like this, villagers will move around from villages to towns and caravans will move goods. So if you don't clean up those raiders, what can end up happening is that So there's a few different mechanics that are at play here. One of the mechanics is security. So when you have a lot of looters and raiding and pillaging and stuff like that around your lands, the security goes down and your notables aren't happy, etc., etc. And then another thing is they might actually, if they build up large enough, they might actually raid something. And if they raid something or kill a trade caravan or something, that's going to be a blow to the economy as well. I can't even reach her. We also have a base of operations in Dinar Castle, which is way far away from me. It is technically in Sturgian land, but it's not anywhere that I plan on being anytime soon. And then Astor over here is being raided, but I'm still going to go over Remtoil first. Come here, puppy. Oh, Fafin. And he brought 600. That might be the remnants of the raid party that came at me at Varchak. Maybe. I mean, that's just speculation. Oh, way too many. Okay. Chemo is now completely full up on troops. I don't believe they've actually committed to a siege at Remtoil, not yet. Hey, Zifi. Nope. It is not a new series, and the rules haven't changed. They haven't committed to the siege yet. I'm going to head over to Sianon and Burn Glass to try to recruit as many as I can. The reason why you see me recruiting Battanians is I'm currently at war with Sturgia, so there's basically no way for me to get troops, Sturgian troops, because I would have to force them into conscription, and that's not something I'm planning on doing. So I'm stuck doing it this way. Okay, they are actively defending, so help Remtoil Castle and attack. Nice. This game is very PC power hungry, yeah.
Troops! Make soldiers move! Archers! Stop! Archers! Form a line! Archers! Look! Archers! Move! Troops! Together! Form a wedge!
Well, this is not an insignificantly small fight. There was about 600 of them.
Troops! Archers!
Alright, let me try to bring my cavalry to a flanking position and then let them loose.
Sword attack!
Okay. And it looks like these are probably their nobles. No, that's a elite Drew unit. A lot of Sturgians don't even use horses, so they're very hard to spot. Hey, turn around. Face the Reaper. Alright, they held that shield wall really nicely, and I'm going to tell them to charge now. This is mayhem. I love it. Is this only on PC? I don't know. You'd have to look that up. Oops, you're my troop. Alright, now that they're broken, I'm just going to charge their respawn position so that we essentially spawn camp. A lot of Sturgian line breakers here. They do a lot of damage. Don't get hit by them. They're great at castle sieges and that kind of combat, but not so much in an open field full of horsemen. They're planning console and full release? Cool. I wonder how much, how dumbed down, for lack of a better term, it will be. Like, max battle size of like 150 or something like that. Graphics turned lower. Because it is not an easy game to run. It will run when you turn graphics down, but without doing that, yeah, you're going to have some trouble if you have a weaker machine. One FPS, 1 pixel. Okay, yeah, we did really well there. Still took a bunch of losses. And then this is Roland. So this is the one that I wanted to befriend. I'm going to let him go. So increase by 9. That's really helpful. And I'll take all the prisoners. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 21st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios, Sturgians.